gon' shine. It was a long line. I paid my dues, now watch me fly. Mama always told me, yeah, you reaping what you sow. Always had the sauce, I just kept it on the low. Gotta be water, I'm just going with the flow. Let's ride. Right here, right now, right here, right now. I wanna do it right here. Let's go right now, right here. We'll say it louder. Right
GM. Welcome back to Noun O'Clock, live at the Noun Square. I'm Robot Fish Girl. We're watching the end of the auction for Noun 1354. This oyster we got yesterday. If you want to watch the end of the auction with us, you can go to nounoclock.live or nomo.wtf. That's nounoclock.live or nomo.wtf. They'll both take you to the same place. While you're there, you can check out Nomo Noun number 1354, this Robo Rainbow we got just yesterday for just the next 2 minutes and 30 seconds for just 0.00069 ETH, and ETH took a bit of a discount today, so that is $229 USD. 100% of the proceeds go to the Yellow Collective Treasury, which goes to funding artists on-chain in the Nouniverse and beyond. Speaking of the Yellow Collective, that on-chain club auction is ending in 12 minutes and 10 seconds. So yellowcollective.xyz if you want to add this gator to your collection. Yellow Collective, like I said, is an on-chain club devoted entirely to funding artists. So 100% of that treasury goes directly to commissioning artists, and all of the sales from the art that is commissioned by the Yellow Collective from those artists goes directly into commissioning more artists, supporting, artist tools that builders have made. And that is any type of art, not just visual, but that's musicians, photographers, sculptors, dancers, whatever kind of art you may produce. Yellow Collective is probably interested. So go check that out at yellowcollective.xyz. Speaking of the Yellow Collective, since we did just get a new bid on the Nouns auction, 2.2 ETH coming in from Joint Edge City. Nouns have been going for an average of about 2.7 recently, the last couple months. I have no doubt this is going to maintain that streak. So we do have a little bit of time, more likely than not, to talk about some Yellow Collective things. If you are on the stream, not on the Twitter Spaces, but on the stream itself, you are going to be hearing a little bit of background music that I'm not playing on the Twitter Spaces. Oh, JP coming in with a 2.4 bid. Little bit of a stream that I'm not going to be playing on the space, just because while we're having these late night vibes, and I know it's not late for everyone necessarily, but it is 3:45 in the morning for me. So in an effort to be deferent to my neighbors' sleep schedules, mine might be ruined, but theirs aren't. I am keeping it low key late in the evening, so we're doing a little bit of a jazz piano Noun O'Clock live after dark shows for the foreseeable, since most of the TNS team is also still part of the daylight experience. I wonder what that's like. Anyway, 4 minutes left on the auction now. 2.4 bid coming in from JP, so we've got a little bit of time. This was something that we launched today from the Yellow Collective. Toady announced it over on Warpcast. 6 days until Christmas, and Illustradora.eth, one of the most talented and creative artists in the Yellow Collective, wanted to help all of Farcaster celebrate with a special edition on base via party packs. If you're not familiar with party packs, they are not unlike opening up a booster pack of trading cards. A lot of us have been playing Pokemon Pocket, so I'm sure you can relate to that. In party packs, typically there are 3 NFTs. They are from a random collection, and they have, you know, different rarities and the like. So you can mint this. There are 10 unique holiday scenes now through Christmas, through December 25th. So I very much recommend checking out. There's this wonderful GIF, and you can check it out over on party.app. A very yellow Christmas. Every single one of these, there's this cute little scenelet of 4 different Yellow Collective nouns. And there's some really fantastic ones in here, and you can see the rarity of each of them as well. Some of them are pretty recognizable as well. There's Nounie. There's one of mine. Yeah. So I definitely recommend checking this out. It's over on Toadie's page. If you are in the YouTube chat, we'll go ahead and paste that in there for you to go directly there. Otherwise, you can check out the Yellow Collective channel, and it's pinned right to the top over on Warpcast. With that done, oh, sorry, my tab screwed up a little bit. We've got 2 minutes left on the current auction. Listening to, by the way, this music is the Pokemon National Park theme from Pokemon Gold and Silver, played by Jonathan Aldrich. I'd like to cite our sources here, since this music isn't necessarily CC0, but as long as we're doing it with background music, it should be fine. He's said that it's okay with attribution, so. Anyway, Pokemon Gold and Silver by Jonathan Aldrich, and we've got 1 minute and 30 seconds left on that timer. We're going to see what we get. JP might be picking up his first noun of his very own. If you don't know JP, he is actually he's contributed significantly to the Noun Square in the past. Before we sort of narrowed our focus and narrowed our team down, we had this large decentralized organization. Where we have knights and squires, and core team members are knights, and then, you know, community contributors are squires, and JP is a squire still to this day, and still contributes on occasion. So, big fan of JP and all of his work in Brazil. You know, spreading nounishness there. 40 seconds left on this auction. It looks like he might be getting a noun if we don't see another bid. So nounoclock.live or nomo.wtf. Never mind, Join Edge City back in the running with a 2.46 bid. And I am all in favor of extending that auction timer, slowly creeping through the EST night. We will eventually get to the point where I'm doing this show during the sunrise, and I am so excited to be awake when people are. I want to be where the people are. Anyway. Yeah, that's the nouns auction. So we've still got 4 minutes and 20 seconds left, which means you've got plenty of more time to pick up this Nomo noun number 1354. In the meantime, we might as well keep it light. Today, there were a lot of nouns meetings, but unfortunately I host a show in the middle of the night, so I couldn't go to any of them. Because I was finding sleep when I could. Normally I would rely on Brett to fill in the blanks, but he also had to not be here. But I do have some news nonetheless regarding proposals, so let's go take a look at those really quick. First of all, Isabel, the Nouns musical, we already saw that passed. It looks like the Auction House V3 upgrade, the escrowed streams, has failed. 40 to 147. Oh my god. So that's interesting. So, looks like this was defeated. The general feedback on this proposal, first of all, context for any who don't know about it, this was basically a minority protection mechanism that would work within the new Nouns Duna framework. The previous fork was non-compliant with Duna regulation. This would be, and this as a minority protection mechanism. And the way that it would work is essentially instead of winning bids going directly to the Treasury, they would be held in an escrow contract. 20% would go to the Treasury. The remaining 80% would be streamed into the Treasury gradually over the span of about 2.5 years. And if at any given point somebody wanted to, quit, they would send their noun to the Treasury and they would get back whatever was left in the escrow contract. That way it prevented arbitrage and therefore was compliant with Duna. But the general feedback on this proposal seems to be that, look, we don't have the fork, and at this point, this is so complicated and overcomplicating the way streams work. Instead of just saying, yeah, when you win a noun, 100% of your bid goes to the Treasury, and then you bid on you vote on what to do with it. Simple, easy to explain. Introducing this would have been very complicated, and generally people are just saying, like, look, if you want minority protection, you can sell it on secondary. The secondary market exists. There's your minority protection. We don't need more than that. And it's not necessary for Duna. It wasn't, and people were clarifying that within the comments as well. A couple people seemed to be under the impression that this was necessary for Duna compliance. It was necessary to have it. I would like to clear the air for anybody who is still confused. That is not the case. This was not necessary for the Duna. It was just, if we wanted a minority protection mechanism, this is one that would be approved. It is not, we do not need minority protection. This was just, if we wanted a mechanism of this sort, this is how we would do it. So, there's that. And that has been soundly defeated. The resubmission of the Nouns Piggy Bank, on the other hand, has soundly succeeded. 143 to 10. Oh my god. So they very excitedly were posting about that today. These are the piggy banks. We'll be talking about that shortly, but in the meantime, there is only 40 seconds left on that Nouns auction, so make sure you're over on nounoclock.live or nomo.wtf. We might not see another bid. I'm going to go ahead and start playing the countdown. 25 seconds left. Never mind. JP back in the running. The 2.51 bid. He is hungry for this noun. And I am all in favor of him getting one. Trying to see if he wants to come onto this show. All right, we're back to 4 minutes and 20 seconds. So let's talk about these piggy banks more. So this is Prop 709. It was a resubmission, not a version 2, a straight resubmission. Prop 702 was the original incarnation, and as you can see, it was defeated 68 to 7. It would have succeeded, but the Nouncil vote never came through. It was a 4 in Nouncil, but the vote never came through. It was a shortcoming of Nouncil, so they resubmitted in the hope that that would be rectified, and at minimum, it was. So 143 to 10. Basically, this is a prop to send them 39k USDC to make these little piggy banks, and these are all painted, but when they actually make them, they are blank, and they are painted by, a community at these various events. These little pop-up events. They did a pilot at Bali Nouns Week, which is where these photos are from, and they are wonderful. And this is essentially a global distribution effort of these little guys. And they were actually sculpted originally, the concepts of them. Join Edge City, by the way, back in the running with a 2.57 bid, so we're going to be here for a little while. But they're actually sculpted by Daguma. And if you don't know Daguma, He's a Nounish artist and a contributor of the Yellow Collective. Quite a few Yellow Collective heads that are already in the collection and that are going to be in the collection imminently were actually created by Daguma. He is a multidisciplinary artist, brilliant pixel artist, fantastic sculptor, both physically and digitally. He has made a lot of submissions to the Noun Square art contests over the last couple of years. I am such a fan of Daguma's work, as well as Ishal is the other member of this team, who is such a devoted Nounish builder. So, a lot of trust. I personally am more than willing to put this on record. I have a lot of trust in this team, and in their ability to execute on this. You know, these are people who are very, very devoted to the Noun's cause, and do not let, as evidenced by the fact that this was a resubmission, they do not let anything stand in their way. So, you know, no proposal ever goes off without a hitch, but it is very comforting to know that there are people out there who will push through regardless of adversity, and this team is definitely full of people who will do that, and at minimum have done so in the past. So, super excited to see the payoff of this. I'm hoping I can get a couple of these myself to hand out to some people. I know a couple of classrooms that would absolutely adore some of these piggy banks to work with. So, fantastic. Super happy that passed. That is Prop 709. It's really fitting music for talking about proposals. I don't know why. Next up, we've got Naglesboard V2. It did fail, 68 to 54 with 7 of stains. I think most of the feedback was we'd like to see some version of this, but not this one. So I do hope they come back with some iteration. A lot of the feedback was, you know, the budget seems possibly overblown. You know, it's not itemized properly, so hopefully they come back either with a reworked proposal or at least with some more clarity on their plan. But the boards actually do look really cool, and you know, we have seen them used to great effect at a few Nounish activations already, since this team has been already funded by NARS. So, at least in part for some smaller things. So excited to see where that goes. Unfortunately, that it was defeated this time, but we'll see what happens. Next up, we've got NNS Labs. Season 3. It ends in 15 hours, so we will know in 24 hours where this goes. But it's currently 72 to 29. It needs 109 votes to pass. It may get some more no votes, but it will need a maximum of 120 to pass. We'll see where that goes. This is another resubmission. It did fail on its first go around, and then Dom and the team took the feedback and iterated on the proposal, and now they're back. We'll see how that goes. So 72 to 29 is the current state of that. Finally, one noun to Nouns Amigos. Ends in 21 hours. We will know the state of this proposal by the next time we are on this show, but for now, 80 to 5. And really, it should be 81 because I'm an obvious 4 on this. I just haven't actually submitted my vote yet. But they are asking for just one vote, one noun to work with. So, excited to see where that goes. I do believe the nouns auction is ending pretty soon, but my client seems to have crashed. So I'm not sure exactly when that is happening. Oh, no, we got another bid. So we're up to 4 minutes, 20 seconds. I'm gonna put that in reserve right there, just in case we can't get Nomo to work, although I believe it should be loading again. There we go. So 0x04B3 in the running with a 2.63 bid. That is closer to where nouns have been going for recently, so we'll see if we get some more fight from the various entries. It does look like that puts JP out of the running. 6.58 left in his wallet, so we will see where it goes from here. It might put Edge City out as well. I think you need more than... Is that accurate? Yeah, you need more than 2.69 to enter, and 2.67 left in that wallet, so... This might be it. We will see shortly. We have, at this point, though, gone over pretty much all the proposals. The one now to Nouns Amigos is the last one. Like I said, very strong start, 80, 81, but when I get my vote in to 5. And it's very simple. They're just asking for one noun to call their very own, which they can vote with. And it's a very particular noun, I might add. It is the Kangaroo Head 566. This one right here, which they originally thought was a burro, a donkey, which is why they actually made it the Nouns Esports, or not the Nouns Esports, sorry. It's 4 in the morning. Excuse me, any lingual missteps. They made it the Nouns Amigos logo, mascot, whatever you want to call it. And then they found out that it wasn't a donkey. At which point they turned it into a they made their own donkey, but they are still we do still call it the Australian burro as a joke occasionally. So that is what they are aiming for, is to get that noun in particular. And it does look like this is almost certainly going to pass because the council vote has already gone through, so we'll see. But I am very hopeful, especially with the turnout there has been so far on that proposal. If you're not familiar with Nouns Amigos, you really should go look them up on Warpcast. They're an extremely active community, both on-chain and off. They do a lot of local activations in Mexico as well as various places across South America. Got people everywhere. So a really, 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 really cool organization, and they are super active in governance. They have a meeting every single week to talk about proposals, and I'm just a big fan. They're sort of the definitive Spanish language group for nouns, insofar as there is one. Obviously there's several, but these are sort of the heavy hitters in that category. So big fan of their work. They were also founded I think within a month of TNS, slightly after us, I think. Either about a month after us or about a month before. They were within that range. I don't have enough brain cells to remember which, but anyway. Less than a minute left on the Nouns auction once again. Are we going to see a winner? Who knows? But 40 seconds left. NounO'Clock.live, Nomo.wtf is where you want to be, because in 30 seconds we're going to be playing the feud. It does not look like we're getting another bid. At least I'm not seeing one. Oh, there's a really good noun on FOMO right now. That's going to show up on Nomo Nouns more likely than not. I'm excited for that. Alright, it's too late for another bid to come in. NounO'Clock.live, NOMO.WTF. You know what time it is. It is time for Janky FOMO. If you've been here before, you know the drill, but just in case you haven't, you see a noun you like, give it a thumbs up. You see a noun you don't particularly like, give it a thumbs down. When we get enough thumbs ups in the first 2 seconds or so, I will spam click the settle button as soon as I have the window open. And that will be the noun that is on auction for the next 24 hours. Although I'm not particularly keen to settle a noun when the fee is $60. So we might be waiting a little bit for the next noun because, oh dear Lord. Gas is kind of crazy right now. Looking at about 30 Gwei minimum. So we might be playing this game for a little while. Let's kick the music back in and kick back. I do like that deep fried horse. I don't like that boot. As far as I'm aware, that we are not looking for any specific nouns. Just looking for something aesthetic today. That is not it, but it is tempting. A blended bagpipe. It's pretty fun. Okay. It's a halfway decent looking safe, but doesn't really speak to me. I've never laughed at a fax. I'm not sure anyone could. It feels too serious. I don't know why. Nounish cheese isn't bad. That's just a weird looking noun. The Mars duck. It's a pretty good legume. Not half bad. Not a fan of the thinking tuba. That does remind me of the think system for Music Man, though. Yeah, it's the think system. You just think the notes, and then eventually you learn how to play it. So think after me. La di da di da di da di da, la di da, la di da. I know that there are probably exactly nobody here that is a musical theater fan, so I'm just speaking to myself at that point. But you know what? It's my show. I do what I want. Anyway. A halfway decent Saturn. Gwei has somehow gone up since I complained about it, because that's what happens whenever I try to have anything good in my life. You know, I don't hate this ski lift, but I also don't particularly like it. Yeah, it's okay. It's an okay pirate ship. I can't remember if people were still looking for one. Maybe. Maybe. It's a pretty sick couch. This is way too high energy for this. That's better. Not a huge fan of that. It's a record you leave on the cutting room floor. I am also, it's not just because of the gas, I'm also inclined to be more picky because it is, need I remind you, 4 o'clock in the goddamn morning. So I am inclined to be rather picky with nouns at the moment because of that. Because the longer it takes us to pick a noun, yes, the longer we're vamping to some jazz, but also the later and or earlier, depending on how you want to phrase it, the show starts. So, big fan of that in principle. What I'm not a fan of is this Fabergé. Why does that look like it's full of kryptonite? I saw that that was attempting to settle way too late. That was my bad. Not a fan of that house. A pretty good chili. It reminds me of Nar sauce, which I have a bottle of right here. I wish I could get more. Really good blend. Fried bass. That's a grouper, fried grouper. Not great. I do not want to think about a mosquito pie. That sounds deeply horrifying on several levels. This is when you get an idea at Home Depot, which is always dangerous. I'm gonna keep just making stupid puns for all of these nouns. I hope you all realize that. Halfway decent ghost. Halfway decent werewolf, but still not a fan. Can you imagine playing the Trogdor game in a crystal ball? Because I can vividly, and I'm wondering what that says about my psyche. Hey, the return of Couchdow. I think we've seen a noun just like this before, only it had red knuckles instead of the hip rose. But same background, shirt color, accessory. Not a bad bat. Update on the music, by the way. The last couple of tracks you've heard have been from Hara Noda, H-A-R-A space N-O-D-A. And if you like any of that music and you'd like to use it for your own properties, Epidemic Sound has the rights to all of those, and that is why I can use them here. Because I have a license with them, so, for both my own personal work and for TNS. So, if you ever need music that is not necessarily CC0, but you do own copyright to, or have access to the copyright to, I very much recommend them. The team over there is fantastic. Just a little tip for any other potential content creators. Shrimp Star. Epico VTuber. Nobody knows who I'm talking about, that's okay. Not a fan of this chameleon. Apparently nobody else was either. It's a pretty decent wave. Make sure to get your votes one way or another in quickly.
ETH duck.
It's like, yeah, by now, if that had gotten all of the votes, I wouldn't have been able to settle it. I need to see it in the first second or so. Actually, well, this block is apparently abnormally long, so I would have been able to settle this one, but that's beside the point. What's going on? Halfway decent pickle. Which is a fantastic brand name. Free for anybody to use if you want it. In other news, I spent the bulk of yesterday or after the show, working on the Minecraft server, building some trains for that. So I spent about 6 hours building trains in Minecraft, and I think I may have achieved the pinnacle of autism. I'm not sure, but mine certainly peaked in that moment. So that was fun. And speaking of, in about 11 hours, I'm going to be over in the Nouns Esports Discord for the weekly contributor call every Friday, 3 p.m. EST, noon PST. If you're interested at all in esports, I very much recommend that contributor call. We did just part ways, or we're imminently parting ways with Cody Schwab, which is unfortunate. But with Nouns Esports moving in a sort of content-focused Smash Brothers direction, it does make some sense. But it's unfortunate. I like Cody. I'm gonna miss him. Yeah. No. Does anybody know how to turn off alerts for coins you don't give a shit about? Because my phone keeps telling me that Solana is dumping, and I literally do not care. Leave a comment in the YouTube chat. I'm kidding, don't actually do that. I can just Google it, I'm just lazy. Not a fan of this one. Ugh. That is loud. You never realize just how vibrant the bubblegum head is until you see it against a sort of pastel body. Now this is a builder's saw. What app is sending the notification? You think I looked that long to be able to see that? Coinbase. Not a bad vent. We are slowly, gradually inching toward the point where I will be staying up, or where I will be waking up to host this show instead of staying up to host it, and I am very excited by this prospect. The Laugh Tornado. That is a terrifying... What would cow wine be? Is that just blood? Like... Or is this where you go to like a steakhouse and they have a really good wine selection? That is the second laughing song we've seen. Oh no, wait, the other one had the noun accessory, not the raffle accessory. Ugh. That is a irradiated blueberry. Crawl out through the fallout, baby, when they drop that bomb. Why does this remind me of the squids from Mario? You know the ones? The little white ones that blind you in Mario Kart? I forget their names. Not a fan of this one. It's kind of automatic. You'll have to disable them altogether and set custom tokens if you want. Thank you for Googling that for me, so I don't have to, NetNose. I was, in fact, joking about wanting someone to look it up for me, but I appreciate it all the same. That's not bad, the brick accessory on the pyramid. Not a huge fan of this calculator, though. Doesn't this wizard, like, exist? Wait, hang on. Remember that wizard? The Slytherin scarf with the gray scale. That is a hideous... No, that wizard doesn't exist. I was literally just imagining it. I must have been... Yeah, okay, fine. I can't resist. It's a bear with a pride accessory. I'm not sorry. That was too funny. And now it's time for Nomo Nouns. If you're not there already, nounoclock.live, NOMO.WTF. You're going to see all of these nouns arrayed before you. You're going to pick your absolutely favorite noun from among them.
Choose your character.
Spam click with all your might every 10 seconds. Half of them are limited until we're left with just one. That's going to be the Nomo Noun of the day. Make sure you've signed in with your wallet or your clicks will not be counted. We've got a whole bunch today, so scroll all the way down and work your way up from the bottom because that is where they are eliminated from. And we're going to be playing the feud in just 10 seconds. Nounoclock.live, NOMO.WTF is the place to be. Let's go. There we go. Oh, we lost the Trogdor. I was hoping we'd get another funny gay noun, but it doesn't look like that's in the cards. I'm going for this wave. I like the wave. Okay, we've got that uranium weight versus the wave versus SpongeBob.
Final round. Wave versus Sponge. Who will win? Who will lose? 3, 2, 1, fight! Nounish Wave wins. Fatality!
All right, fantastic. We got a nouns wave for Nomo Noun number 1355. I'm gonna go ahead and play the surf theme for that. So, if you want to pick up Nomo Noun number 1355, you can do so over the next 24 hours for just 0.00069 ETH. It's 227 USD. 100% of the proceeds go to the Yellow Collective Treasury, which goes to funding artists on chain and the Nouniverse and beyond. Brett is literally awake and saw me pick a gay bear. Anyway, speaking of the Yellow Collective, it does look like somebody has already settled this auction, so congratulations to 0x3CE8, this beautiful alligator. We also got, today was a Clownder noun tag. God damn it, Symbiotech, how dare you put that in my lexicon. So this is mine. This is going to the Yellow Collective founders, and I am calling this one. It is a beautiful chalkboard. We've got a base with a based in yellow prize noun. That's so good. It's so perfect. And finally, on auction, settled a half hour ago, we've got collective noun number 432. Isane.eth is the first bid on this. It is a fantastic hot air balloon with a fair bit of ballast. So, if you want to bid on this Yellow Collective noun and support artists, you can do so at yellowcollective.xyz. Want them based in yellow? It's in the prize wallet. I don't know what if I would talk to Toady manages that. I think for the most part, Toady and Ben. So I would check them out. I would ping them because this is a beautiful noun. I'm also gonna go check out the Nouns channel over on Warpcast and just make one thing very clear. Just gonna make sure that this is known to everyone. But yes, today's Yellow Collective noun on auction is this absolutely beautiful hot air balloon. With an anchor chain and that rust red shirt on a yellow background. If you want to pick up this Yellow Collective noun, you've got 23 hours and 28 minutes to bid on collective noun number 432 and support artists on chain and off in the Nouniverse and beyond. And including supporting artists with our based in yellow editions, which one of them will probably get a Yellow Collective noun from doing one of those. So excited about that. On that note, we already talked about all of the proposals that are live. I think the only thing we haven't glanced at is rounds. But not a whole lot happening here. The Animators round ends in 10 hours. There is a new Nouns Amigos round up, Play with Nouns, round 25. Ends in 3 days. So, que comparte contienda sobre nouns en español y gana ETH. Fotos, videos, GIF, memes, avances de props, ilustración, animación, etc. Soporte de contienda original de calidad. No participe en otras rondas y que aporte valor a la conversación y la expansión de nouns en español. So if you're a Spanish speaker, go check that out. If you're not, you can still submit. You'll just I think most of the the replies are in Spanish, and it is a Spanish. It is, you have to, nouns en español. It has to be Spanish nouns. Just content about Spanish nouns. It can be anything as long as it's original and expands Spanish nouns or nouns amigos. So check it out if you are a Spanish speaker. I very much recommend Nouns Amigos. They're a really cool group. I've already gassed them up enough on this show, but also check out rounds, rounds.wtf./discover. Sorry, and you can see everything going on here. There's always a lot of fun stuff happening there. But with that out of the way, I think we might be about done. So I think I might call it there, because we already talked about all of the proposals that are live. No progress on any of those recently. I know there's some updates to flows.wtf that are coming out pretty soon, so check those out if you haven't yet. But otherwise, go check out Warpcast and everything else going on in Yellow. And don't forget to check out A Very Yellow Christmas, pinned to the Yellow Collective channel. It's an awesome little party pack. We talked about it at the start of the show, so might as well cap it off. Finally, the only thing that we haven't really talked about is the Zero Rights Reserved, which is the podcast that we produce here at the Noun Square. That is, you're definitely going to want to check that out. It's on our YouTube page, and Toady has been putting in so much effort cranking these out once a week. The most recent is with the Anoncast founder, but we also had the Cameron, who you probably know if you're on Warpcast, as well as Martin, who you probably know if you're in the Nouns ecosystem at all, and FWiz. So go check these out. Toady puts a lot of effort into these, and all of the past episodes are great too. If you don't want to check them out on YouTube, that is a-okay, though I do recommend checking out our YouTube anyway. But we also have them literally anywhere you find a podcast. Spotify, Apple Music, iHeartRadio, whatever. You'll be able to find Zero Rights Reserved there, Zero Pod. So go check that out. Just look up the Noun Square, and you'll find things wherever podcasts are found, pretty much. With that done, we have somehow been here for almost a full hour, so I think we are done too. So it's been a while since we've played out with this. Let's use this. Welcome, thank you everybody for coming to Noun O'Clock Live at the Noun Square. Play the Yellow theme, Yellow Collective theme, made for us by the Park as our outro music today. So we're going to be back here, same as every day, about 4:15 a.m. EST. So we moved forward a solid half an hour, more than that actually. So 4:15 a.m. EST to see who picks up this Pride Bear. I'm not sorry. In the meantime, we'll see you over on Warpcast. We will see you over on Twitter. We will see you on YouTube. And we will see you tomorrow. Thanks for coming, everybody. See you soon.